Hello! Welcome everybody. This is Ominous for Responsible Gaming. We're doing episode 136 of Ominous Designs. Tonight, it is the 5th of July. Happy belated 4th of July. Hope you had fun. I have a theme. Maturity is my offhanded way of telling you that the theme is experience counters. So I had an idea. First, I'm gonna try and check for. I'm just gonna grab a card to get some wordings around the experience counters. What is this guy's name? I don't know why I'm thinking about him and nothing else. Oh, I must have him. The Greek guy, the Greek dude. Oh, I thought I would. I almost have him, but I don't. That's too bad because I actually don't know the other cards. Alright, let's find it. Well, actually, experience. Much simpler. Yes. And that was Daxos I was thinking of. Okay. So, get an experience counter, put away, it's close to the number of experience counters you have, so it's experience counters you have, basically. You get an experience counter and experience counters you have. Okay, so, first idea is, boom, boom. First, so we get, no, only the lords interact with experience counters? I can't believe it. I thought there was a bunch of cards that did with experience counters in Commander. That's such a missed opportunity. How can you make an experience counter mechanic and only use it in one exact location? It's like you would have anything counter. Oh no, I guess the counters are on the player, but still, yeah, that's seems like a missed opportunity to me. I guess that it would be kind of complex if you start getting experience counters all over the place, but I don't know, like put a couple of rares or just a couple cards. So I want something that's gonna be along the lines of, well, no, wait, I don't know exactly. And it's gonna say something like this: tap target creature. Like this. Yeah. So, a couple things. One thing for the highest level. I was wondering if you wanted something like a win more mechanic, because the idea is that you have more experience counters than your opponent, so maybe you're doing better. Is that a problem? I really don't think so. For one, all the mechanics are going to reward you for having more experience counters, so it only makes sense. For two, in multiplayer especially, you can never tell. If you have more than somebody, it doesn't mean at all that that you're winning the game. It might be that you're just targeting somebody that has less experience counters, better creatures. I mean, the board complexity is so high. I don't think it's win more is even almost a thing. And everybody plays completely huge beasts anyways, so you could say most of them are win more. Now, for the card itself, I am a little bothered by this tap a creature, exile it instead. That being said, I just remembered one thing. There exists such a card. Mailcraft. Tap exile. And you might have guessed, Dispatch is an instant for 1 white that says tap target creature. If you control 3 or more artifacts, exile that creature. So by that token, and especially since again this is for multiplayer where kind of anything goes, I think I can give you a freebie and a exile and an exile, and I think we got it. I mean, it's simple, it's elegant. Just one thing: if you control 3 or more artifact, exile that creature. Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't say instead. I'm gonna copy the template because why not? So if you have more experience counters, then it's controller, exile that creature. Yep, that's it. I don't know. Now, this is very pedantic and nitpicky, but I don't think... No, it's just because I'm in Warcraft that there would be a line break over here. Simple, clear, clean. I don't see why not. This seems like a great idea to me. The only thing I can see is if they decided that experience counter is a mess, and they don't want to have too much of it. But my guess is experience counters are gonna come back, and there'll be more than just the legendary commanders using it. That's my guess. So that's it. Now, since I knew that I was opening the door for a new design space, granted that you can open the door to a space. Sure, that works. I don't have a second design. We're gonna think about what should we want to do over here. Since, like I said, there is a million things we could be doing with that. I'm not going to do something too easy as doing more spells, for example. I can do a burn spell, I can do a counter spell. I'm going to try and think of something else than a commander and a instance spell. It could be a creature, but in case you haven't noticed, as far as I can tell, let's check. The experience counter so far, the only thing they cared for is having a linear effect. Experience counter. Experience counter. So, yeah. So I think they all have a linear effect. See, you get X, where X is the number of experience counters, plus 1% for each experience counter. At the beginning of your escape, convert to my cost less than your counters. It's still pretty linear, and reduce the cost based on counters. I created a mechanic that says you have more experience counter than somebody else. Oh, there's a slight problem. There is never so slight problem that if your multiplayer opponents didn't plan on using experience counters, it's way too good, because you just have to get an experience counter and then you get your unbound. Yeah, that's way unfortunate. So, two things. One, we can say, well, let's say it's a for commander product, in which case we're fine. People, I mean, we're not that fine, because a bunch of casual people playing commander might not use the commander that actually has the experience counter, and they might play with different year of the product with no experience counter whatsoever. So it's not great, and all you have to do is race for one experience counter. So even if you're in the format where everybody's get experience counter, you just go, okay, I need one, I'm just gonna get my experience counter and then I'm gonna blast this. So that's not fantastic. One thing that I could see, and the other thing that I wanted to see is outside of casual, eternal formats, vintage, I guess, they can play those cards. Now, honestly, if a deck needs to be playing a commander or whatever, an experience counter producing card, in order to be able to have a 1 mana, gain no life, Swords to Plowshare in Vintage, that might be fine. Like, not everybody plays any of those cards. I think the Meren is played like hardly at all. I've seen a Vintage deck that I kind of like, actually, that's Nick Fit, that tends to run one sometimes, maybe, and even then it's, you just really shouldn't pay attention, I think. So probably Vintage is not that big a deal. And you know, Commander, I don't know if it's that big a deal either, because you know, fine, like, you get your Swords to Plowshare with no downside if you decide to play experience counters just for that, and that's a rare. So one thing that I could see is just do that. Just do 1 in a white and be like, fine. Have your exile, 1 in the blight. It's pretty darn good. So be it. I could go all the way to white, but I don't think I want to. Yeah, and like I said before, I feel like it's always a cop out to double the color requirement, just to make it harder to cast. I think it's sort of fine. Like, again, experience counters, eternal formats, commander, impact you can have on those formats is slightly reduced. You know, worst case scenario, you play Daxos on turn 3, which is the cheapest commander. You cast an enchantment spell the turn after, and you can on turn 4 have an exile spell. I mean, yeah, that's fine. People will deal with it. Cool. All right. So that exists. I mean, I could say destroy, I suppose. That would kind of tune it down as well. Actually, I wonder if the exile is what makes it so over the top. Like, I wonder if I did this, if things would be somewhat more acceptable. They probably would be. Now the only thing is, actually, exiling your creature is white, straight up pinpointing and say, this guy, destroy it. Not so white. Yeah, that's actually kind of annoying. I don't like having something that says destroy target creature in white. So whatever. Let's move on. Again, I'm mostly in for the creative. You know that by now. So the balance and the playtesting and the development that comes afterwards. We can do something with this concept, and that's what I like. Now, to think of what we can do. Yeah, so we can do. Yeah, we just want to use the experience counters a different way. So there's a couple things. There are a couple things. So first I just want to see quickly. So this guy is bigger if you get experience counters. This guy puts counters when you... This one is kind of crazy. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I wanted to see if I could do something with like the difference of experience between you and somebody else, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's good. Because in sometimes it'll be exact same as the number of experience counters on you, and the rest of the time it will just completely hinder the power of your card if your opponent just happens to get some experience counters. So I don't like it. So I'm thinking we're gonna do an enchantment. And I'm thinking, so I had two ideas. Let's see, now I'm coming up with a couple things, so I'm wondering if I'm going to do more cards this week, or if I'm going to keep it for later. I'm probably going to keep it for later. I want to keep some designs under my vault. So I'm going to pick something came up to me right now that I like. I'm going to do a green enchantment, and it's going to be an aura. So you do something like this, enchant creature, enchanted creature. So let's see, gets so it's +1/+1 for chief. Something like that. And it's not a creature. If you have, I don't know, we'll see, 4 experience counters or more, enchanted creature has trample. Why not? And now I wonder how I'm gonna word this, but look, what I want is, whoops, if you have 7, can you do has with an ability? I don't remember. Has green, sure, I think something like that. So, oh boy, no, I don't want this. Okay, so I'm gonna look at one thing. Is did you say carapace? I forgot if you say that. Yeah, you do say that. But that's not sacrifice, regenerate, enchanted creature. Let's see if that exists. Because I don't know if enchants tend to give regenerate or regenerate the creature themselves. Regenerate, subtype. Aura. Yeah, that's what I thought. They tend to regenerate the creature itself. Oh, look at this. This one doesn't. Yeah, so I like doing this because it lets me use the same naming convention, the same template, as opposed to do something like green, regenerate, enchanted creature, use this ability only if you have 7 experience counters or something of the sort. Like this I can do. Nah. Oh, there you go. I think I could see it that you tune it down to that price. It's mythic rare, I think, because it's very flashy and it does a lot of things, and it doesn't matter if we're still talking of a commander product. And I think it's not that easy to achieve. I mean, let's go back to our experience. Boom. I haven't played with those commander decks. I don't know how easy it is, but still, whenever a creature with either 2 or less into a battlefield, I mean, I from what I'm seeing here, it is meant to go and spin out of control when you get the experience counter. So maybe it is easy to get them. Then again, if you have X, you get X counters every turn. You get an X, which is already basically the same power of that thing. Because don't lie to yourself, or let's not lie to ourselves. Giving trample and giving regenerate, it's cool, it's good, but you know, I mean, the main thing is you have a 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, etc., etc. This guy has double strike vigilance. See, I'm almost feeling like this is not powerful enough. I mean, obviously this is just a very good it's meant to be a very good aura. It's not a commander, but still, this guy double strike vigilance. It starts at 3/3, and it's got +1 for each experience counter. So yeah, I mean, if I was crazy, I could do something like this. Oops. That's, well, I mean, I guess I could just bump up the mana cost as well. Like probably something like this. But it's kind of too fast. Like, if you have 3 experience counters, you drop this, and all of a sudden you have +6/+6 trample. Ugh. And then if you have 5 experience counters, then you have +10/+10 regenerate. It's just kind of nasty, isn't it? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think it's fine as it is, to be honest. You're gonna, what I like is it's like very cheap kind of effect. It kind of makes you want to play Daxos in a, well, actually you can't, but that would be great to have Daxos and I mean, I guess you can have Daxos in a Abzan deck, not as the commander, and then you can play that thing. That could be interesting. Actually, if you can play, yeah, that could be fun, because you could play Daxos and Meren and kind of go experience. That could be hilarious, actually. Though this guy is not exactly synergizing with the enchant. Returning to the battlefield. Wow. Oh, and if, whoa, this guy. You can either return a card to the battlefield or any card to your hand every turn. That is nuts. Wow. I like this guy. No wonder some people play it in Vintage. Yeah, so I mean, you could try and do an Abzan experience counters. That kind of sounds hilarious, actually. And in this case, that card could be fun. Yeah, you know, keeping it simple. Like I said, don't know if that will do all that much, but it's pretty fun. If the card wasn't taking that much space, I would be happy to add another level for like 7 counters or whatever, but it would get very busy. So it's been actually extremely simple today. I think this one is a good candidate. As per usual, I will work on finding some illustrations, names, flavor, etc. Offline, when I will be finishing those cards and getting ready to post them tomorrow. And if you didn't know yet, tomorrow they shall be posted on all responsible gaming outlets, be it up here, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch is right now, I'm just reading my prompter now, Facebook, the Reddit Custom Magic is amazing, you should check it out. Lots of people post a lot of very good stuff. I probably already mentioned that, but one day I aim to do a review of my favorite designs that I found over there. I have something like, I don't know, like 50, 60, 70 already that I've stored, that I want to just kind of show you. I think it's going to be a good time. And otherwise you can go to responsiblegmg.com. This is where I'm storing all my links, basically. but you can find me. There might even be an email over there. I think you can hit me up on ominous@responsiblegmg.com. I do believe that's the address. And otherwise, yeah, do like, subscribe, follow on Twitch and all those things. You'll help me, give me all your feedback, and I'll just be seeing you next week. Cool. Have a good one. See ya.